So I would describe Lakewood Estates as a cozy little gem on the south side of St. Pete. Unsuspecting, full of nature, full of good people, and a nice embodiment of St. Pete.
I have been in the neighborhood since 1979. When I moved in this neighborhood, there were only 8 houses on this block.
At this time, we wouldn't want to live anyplace else but here, because it's a very nice neighborhood and safe. And so we love it here.
It's very peaceful. It's as if you're very close to downtown, but you're far away from it all as well. It's just a minute's drive to, the bustling downtown that we have, but yet you're almost in a park-like setting when you drive home.
When we first moved here in 1991, it was really a disconnected place. Over the last decade, it's really evolved from being a neighborhood into being a community.
Yeah, one thing you'll notice about Lakewood Estates is Lakewood Estates Civic Association. That's our neighborhood association.
But I think at some point I realized that the association has to have some purpose other than sitting around every other month and having a few laughs and eating ice cream. There has to be some collective purpose in what we're doing here.
We have a common theme that really we cultivate here in the neighborhood, and that's giving back. And I think everyone appreciates the fact that we do have such a giving population here, and we feel it's part of our responsibility and nature here as a member of Lakewood Estates to give back.
Animals of Lakewood Rescue has been around, I think, for about 5 years, and it's a group of people, and we take in strays or animals that are dumped here on the golf course, find homes for them, and we work with animal services so that they will, if we can't find someone to adopt them, animal services takes them and vets them, makes sure they've had their shots and checks them out for us, and they will get them adopted. They will not be put down. And if they can't find a place, they give them back to us, they're under us, and we find somebody for them.
And we get those dogs rehabbed, we get them neutered, we get them fostered, and we get them rehomed. And cats too, and the odd parrot. We've even found a tortoise once.
What we know is Boyd Hill was here long before Lakewood Estates ever existed. It was here before the country club. The country club was here before the majority of the streets and homes that we have here in Lakewood Estates.
Oh, it's a great neighborhood. Obviously it's a neat ecosystem. It's really connected to Boyd Hill. The golf course is kind of like a nature pathway. Coyotes will travel down there at night.
Living this close to Boyd Hill, it's a simple formula. Whatever's there, whatever they've got in their yard, you've got in your yard. You don't like snakes, you're in the wrong neighborhood. If you're an animal lover and you like wildlife, what possibly could be better than having a house that is in the middle of all that?
Probably once a month we will go and clean up the waterway in front of our house where most of the nature is hanging out. I purchased a net and we'll go up and down picking out plastic, cans, trash, just to keep it clean, because it's a place that we like to go and look at the nature there. It shows pride in our neighborhood, and I think we're not the only people that walk around and pick up trash and litter. We see other people doing that, so it's important to us to keep the neighborhood clean, and especially the wildlife aspect.
The street names in Lakewood are unique to St. Pete. We don't have a grid pattern. We don't typically have avenues running east and west and streets running north and south.
Navigating Lakewood Estates at first was
a challenge.
A challenge.
Lakewood is truly one big circle. It's easy to move around in the same space, not realize until you do it 2 or 3 times.
I know one way into our house and one way out. I let Anicia do the navigation when we get off of that route.
It does confuse the pizza delivery guy.
There are people that come in the neighborhood and they say, guys, you have it made because of where you are living.
We're happy, where we live. We just Wouldn't trade our home for anything.
I recently looked up the history of Lakewood Estates, and it was once a segregated community. So in 2019, to have a blended family here says a lot about St. Pete, and that certainly means a lot to us.
I can sit out here in my front yard and watch the sunrise. Right now it's about right over there. And I can also see the sunset at night. And right now it's about right over there.
To me, it's paradise. It's like being in a wilderness and not in the middle of a city of 250,000 people. That's what I love about nature.